Hello everyone, and welcome back to Smash Timber on Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over every single Yoshi figure I own, as well as Donkey Kong from Jakks Pacific. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. So here's all the Yoshis that I believe are in a lot of incarnations of Smash Brothers. We have the green one that obviously is in all of them. He's the mascot Yoshi for at least all the Yoshis, I believe. He's a nice figure. He has some marbling over here as far as articulation goes, up and down over here, all the way around. No swivel for the arms or anything. The legs can move around a little bit. It's a very simple figure that doesn't really, have that much articulation, but it's a nice figure overall. The head also moves left and right, which is nice. No articulation for the feet or anything. He put the little code on the bottom, which is great. I'm really happy about that. But it's a cute little Yoshi figure, and I just like Yoshi a lot. He's adorable. As far as the other Yoshis go, we have Yellow Yoshi, who has green boots, so kind of green to green. You can kind of match all the Yoshis up by the color of their shoes, in a way. So this Yoshi looks really cute. He looks really nice. We have just some good coloration for him, I guess. He's really adorable, and like all the other Yoshis, I guess. One thing I gotta say is he looks a little more tired than this Yoshi. His eyes are a little painted not as good, and the orange on the frills in the back are a little bit brighter, I would think. But I think that's an effect of painting over a color. So putting this aside and putting this aside, we have Pink Yoshi, really nice bright pink, looks really good, very cute. I like it a lot. It's a really nicely colored Yoshi. It's adorable, so cute. Really just nice, yeah. The paint on this is really good. The eyes look really cute. The mouth is adorable. Showing off the little cute little Yoshi mouth over there. Yeah, just a nice, coloration overall. It's yellow with a little bit of brighter yellow on the bottom. So it's hard to notice, but it's there. So moving this Yoshi aside, we come to blue, which I don't have purple, by the way. Purple Yoshi came out. I'm not getting him because he doesn't come with an egg. All the Yoshis come with eggs that I have here, and I'd rather not miss an egg. So I'm just going to wait for that Yoshi to come out as a single, and then pick him up when that happens. So the blue looks really striking on this. It looks really, I think, much better with the white, at least. It's a nice, really light blue, very teal kind of blue. I like it a lot. The purple is very striking and vibrant. The yellow on the bottom of the shoes is really nice too. The paint could be a little bit better though. It's kind of a shame. And the eyes could be painted better too. They look like they use one more pass on these eyes. That'd be much better. We also have these orange frills in the back. That's alright. That's good. Yeah, very, very neat. We have a little bit of a red smudge over here. That's kind of a shame. But speaking of red, we have our last Yoshi, the red Yoshi. It has a lot of blue on the bottom. This is a really nice sort of navy, dark, deep blue. Some nice yellow on the bottom. It's actually painted pretty well, I would guess, over here. It's not really a red, but mostly like a really deep, dark pink. But not like hot pink, just really deep sort of reddish pink, which works out pretty well. These blend in really nicely with the body. That's pretty cool. The eyes are done really well. The paint is done pretty nicely on the eyes. Some little sort of smudging over here. And we also have some good paint on the shell. Really nice paint on that shell right there. The paint on the shoes, again, really good. I love that paint. There's a little smudging right over there. But this is a really good Yoshi. Now, these are all the Yoshis that were in Smash Bros, but what about the ones that I have that haven't hit Smash Bros yet? So putting all these guys aside, and they do have, they are a little bit top heavy, so you may want to pose them to the other side. Let me bring in the orange and black Yoshis. So the orange Yoshi comes with blue shoes, and they look really nice. They're actually slightly brighter than the red one, but that's really cool over there. Looks nice. Looks really, really good on this guy. The orange Yoshi is really cool. It isn't really an orange. This is orange to me. This is more like a really sort of creamy kind of yellow, like a deeper yellow, not the yellow of this. But these guys bring a lot of comparisons to the other Yoshis because the other Yoshis are easily differentiated between each other. Now we're getting a little more nitty gritty with it. So the blue looks really nice on this. I think it's better than the red Yoshi's blue on his shoes. And the yellow looks better. I think the orange Yoshi is one of my favorites because you know my penchant for orange. You know how much I love orange. And we got a lot of orange here. Looks great. We also have black Yoshi right over here. And yeah, he looks fine. I like the paint on him. There's a couple, issues over here with some, it looks like, I don't know, acid or something. But finding this guy was pretty fun. It's very, like, not really a black, more like a deep gray. Like, all the colors on these aren't really exactly the colors because you already have red on this. You already have white on this. And the black are for the eyes. You just can't, I don't think you can get that kind of paint with this kind of, with this kind of material being used. Or at least it's that color you're looking for. There's a little smudging right over there. There's a couple issues. Actually, there aren't. The eyes are fine, painted well. The cheeks are kind of like hit and miss on a lot of these guys. So, but I don't really pay much attention to that, just because the nose blocks everything out. So yeah, but really nice figures. These guys weren't in Smash, but I thought I'd just include them because Yoshis are just really like worth it. They're worth just seeing all together in a large group. Because they're just so adorable. I love these Yoshis a lot. They're really cute and really nice. I just find Yoshis to be really adorable. There's a bunch of them. You can have a lot of them in a group or a team or something. And yeah, that's Yoshi for you. They're really cute. Shame these two weren't in Smash. Hopefully next Smash or something. Who knows? But yeah, Yoshi's really adorable. I love them a lot. So here's red, yellow, and orange Yoshi with their eggs. They're really just small little things with paint on them. The paint's really nicely applied actually. I think it's tampoed on, which is super sweet. It looks really good. And it's very hollow, really hollow on this egg. But it's just two halves, and they're put together. And I think it's a really, really good piece. Again, I wish Purple Yoshi came with an egg. I'd get him then if he did. Here's green, light blue, pink, and black with their eggs. They all look great. The colors work together. And I'm just glad that all these guys have their eggs. Again, Jakks, give Purple an egg, please. The Yoshis stand at just about 4.5 inches tall. They're all so cute and adorable. I love them a lot, and they just look great together in this sort of like chromatic arrangement. Also, here's Jesse Hecht Creative. I'll give your eggs back. I swear. I just wanted to make omelets. Please let me go. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Donkey Kong, aside from Mario, I think is one of my favorite video game platformers, at least when I was a kid. I beat Donkey Kong Country 3 with my dad, 103%, and we actually had to call Nintendo at one point to try to get to one of the levels that was sort of off the beaten path. And it was one of the funnest times in my entire life. I played, I think, 2 after that, and then 1 after that. I played the series backwards, but I loved every second of it. Donkey Kong is just awesome. I love this guy a lot. He is big as far as Jakks figures go. He's a deluxe figure. He comes in a bigger box. He doesn't really come with anything aside from himself, but he is a really super duper good figure. So let's go over Donkey Kong. Let's go over this main monkey and see what he's all about. I gotta mention, on first glance, his head looks kind of creepy. It's really weird. That big smile with these like eyes just bearing into your soul, and the sort of like just brow that goes over and the shadowing for his eyes is really like unnerving. It's very strange. The gums are really well done in this guy. Not really on the top, but mostly on the bottom. He has kind of a little nice curvature to his mouth. He has good, misshapen, kind of off-kilter nostrils right here. That's really good. The eyes are really good. The fur texture is really neat. We have some nice fur texture going on over here. But I gotta mention about his face. It's like a really hard rubber, I believe. I can't really show it off right now because it feels really good. As far as the rubber goes. I remember taking it off, I think, to put it onto a different Donkey Kong figure, and I took that one back. But yeah, really super duper nice just figure here. The DK tie is tampoed really well. Super good. Has a tiny little dot for the hole over there. And some nice outlining. This is DK's tie right here. It's a little bit flexible too. You can move it around a bit. But it just kind of goes back into the position it originally was in. So there isn't really much point in moving it at all. There is a little bit of paint, sort of coming off on the hair that goes into the, brow, but it looks really nice that way. It looks like actual hair instead of just, plastic piece. I respect it a lot. The face still is creepy, though. I'll have to get used to that. There is a chunk missing out of his eye, but, you know, I only had this option, so I'm going to live with it. Really nice body, though. The hair on the head is actually a little bit darker than it is on the body itself, so keep that in mind, you know, different plastics and all of that. They could have done a little better job, but I think it kind of works because it's separated by the tie. You could have a little sort of gradient or fading in there. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, it's a really nicely done figure. The feet are done really well with all these little toes over here. What's weird is he has, okay, he has 4, then 1. Okay, never mind, that actually works. He has 5 fingers per hand, unlike a cartoon, which is really good. There is a pin going into his hand, though, right over here. That's kind of a shame. And there is kind of a weird articulation point at his chest over here. So, as far as articulation goes for him, his head goes around like this much. His tie can move around a little bit and also move forward and back when it goes back to his original position. His arm goes out this far, down this far, goes around all the way if you want it to, barring this back leg right here. His elbow goes in this far and out this far. His hand swivels and then has a hinge going up this far, down that far. Good for an ape like him. He can get some good arm range as far as going to the ground, and he can't really go up, but you know, it's just nice to see how, like, you know, he can work knuckled or knuckles up or whatever you want to do. He looks better a little bit when knuckles up, even though it doesn't look like he's crawling, you know, in a way. So as far as his body goes, it goes back this far, forward in this far. Not really that much range at all for the body torso joint. No waist articulation. His leg is kind of weird. It doesn't really want to go in all the way, and it's like it's stopped by something in there. But it kind of goes more inward to the body, so it's shaped for him to just crawl on all fours in a way. You know, I kind of wish there was an option to make him move up a little bit, or at least, you know, stand up on 2 legs, I'd believe. The feet also swivel. There's no pivot or anything. They just do a swivel. And his legs go in and out, and then up and down, which is okay. And the info's in the bottom of the foot, thank goodness. Some tampoed info over here, too. Overall, it's a nice figure. It isn't, like, great. I would think it's very toyetic in a way. There's another pin right over here, pin right over here, pin, articulation everywhere. Not that bad when you have him hunched down a little bit, and also the legs are very loose. You know, he forces his body weight, you know, towards the ground this way, and it's kind of frustrating to get him into an actual sort of monkey ape kind of pose. Once you get him into a pose, you know, you're fine, you're good, and he just stays like that forever. He has a sort of like blank stare towards the front, which it looks all right, I guess, but if you want to have him in a dynamic setting, you know, you need a different head for that, I would guess. I wouldn't mind for them to come back to Donkey Kong, but since they just recently re-released him, this is what we're getting, you know? I don't think they're going to really go back to this guy, and that's a shame, because Donkey Kong is wonderful. I would not mind a 6-inch scale figure line with him in it. But yeah, that's Donkey Kong for you. He's really good in the sculpting aspects, but the articulation and posing leaves a lot to be desired. I also found that with a little bit of finagling and balance, you can get him to stand, so that's pretty cool. Trying this out a little bit, putting his arms forward immediately puts him back into that position of falling down. But if you get him to stand, and you can maybe do it like this and just have him, you know, kind of, I don't know. It's a work in progress for me, at least. But it's a little bit better, I would think, than having him just on 4s all the time. If you had his head move down a little bit, there was a hinge for that, that would be really cool to have him just, you know, stand up a tiny bit and have a little bit more height on some characters, at least. But for now, I guess I'll just keep him in the terra firma. That's kind of a shame. Donkey Kong stands at the height of around 5 inches tall. If you want to get kind of technical, you can go up to around 7 inches or so. But that's a far cry while crouching from the height of Jesse Hecht Creative. No! Put me down! I am not a barrel! I may be made of metal, but I am not a barrel! Overall, we have some nice figures here. The Yoshis are of the same articulation scheme and the same sculpts, yet the colors really make them stand out and shine. The articulation is really nice for them. It doesn't have to be like perfect or intense or anything, or really good. It's just really nice to see all these Yoshis together, I think. having them sort of static is kind of what I like to do. Just have them all in a group, and the impressiveness of them being all together looks really great. I do wish purple came with the eggs, as the eggs are some of my favorite parts of these figures. It just really adds to the characters and adds to the lore of them. Yoshis lay eggs and they throw them at things. That's what they do. They're super cute and adorable, and even though some of the paint may not be 100% perfect, they work good enough in my book. They're really nice figures all in all. Donkey Kong is a different story though. He's kind of weird with his, articulation scheme and how it works. I wish he had some kind of stand-up ability he could do where you could really, lay the pain if he had to smash somebody. That's what I want to do with these figures, have them be in a big smash display. And having Donkey Kong be on all fours for the whole thing would just not be that great. Yes, you could have him sort of on his hind legs holding things, but it wouldn't really make much sense, I don't think. It doesn't really look that great, all in all. It looked fine in my little joke image, but holding another figure above your head, I don't know how that would really work in this way. He also looks very toyetic. He has a lot of pins coming out of him and a lot of stuff like that. As far as that goes, the sculpt is really nice though, with the fur look on it and the textures, and the paint's really nice too. That giant smile and those eyes will haunt me for days. But yeah, it's just a really nicely sculpted figure, but again, the articulation and posability just isn't there for that. But I'm just glad we at least have him, and his little buddy will be coming soon, as we keep on moving on with Smash Timber, only on Jesse Hecht Creative. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned!